Hi, my name is Victoria. Welcome to my channel. On this channel, I typically talk about books, movies, and any other media that interests me, TV shows, etc. And today, I will be talking about this book. Yep, The World's Dumbest Criminals, and there's no specific author, but it says it is published from the HarperCollins Publisher Ltd. So today, I will be reading you some of my favorite World's Dumbest Criminals. So first off, all of the names in this book are not actually real people. They changed the names to pseudonyms for privacy reasons. And the first story I will be reading is called Pointing the Finger. A 19-year-old wannabe robber pulled his stunt one night in February 2008, pointing a finger gun at the clerk behind the counter at a Circle K store in Daytona Beach and demanding cash from the register. The audacity. A finger gun, like pew pew. As reported by the news site Metro, the clerk understandably assumed it was some sort of prank. Even when he realized the robber was in fact serious, there was little reason for him to feel alarmed. Finger guns don't shoot real bullets. He confronted the robber, who then fled. The man then met up with a friend, and the pair entered a 7-Eleven store in the same neighborhood. This time, the men, still wielding only finger weapons, were more successful, getting away with $41. Wow, a big haul. Some cigarettes, and a 12-pack of beer. However, later that night, the police tracked them down along with their stolen goods. Both men were charged with robbery, and the first guy, he was charged with an additional attempted burglary charge. This story is called In the First Place. A would-be carjacker was foiled when he tried to steal a car with a stick shift in San Diego, California. Two teenagers were sitting in the car around 10:45 p.m. in February 2018 when a young man approached the passenger window and demanded their phones, Fox 5 reported. He then ordered the 18 and 17-year-old victims to get out of the car. They got out and the suspect got in and tried to drive away, police officer Robert Heim said. He revved the engine several times, but the car did not go. It appeared the suspect did not know how to drive manual. As a result, he ran out and got away. First of all, I'm amazed that this man was able to get away after this whole show. I guess it was a performance, to say the least. Just like a tip, if you're trying to rob a car, make sure you rob the right car. Like, this is not like criminal advice, but this seems like the most amateur thing anyone's ever done in terms of crime, at least. I get to tell you this ridiculous story. This one is called Jack Knot. A winning Canadian lottery ticket was not paid out because it was bought with a stolen credit card, reported the BBC. The Newfoundland woman who allegedly bought the ticket was arrested in January 2019 on her way to the lottery offices to claim her winnings. Police were following up on a report of a stolen wallet and discovered that the victim's credit cards had been used to buy lottery tickets. According to the BBC, the 33-year-old suspect was identified with security footage from the store where the tickets were bought. She was taken into custody by officers from the Royal Newfoundland Constabulary and charged with 2 counts of possessing a stolen credit card and 5 counts of fraud. Constable James Cadigan said the amount of winnings was a substantial sum, and the Atlantic Lottery Corporation spokeswoman Natalie Belliveau, I'm sorry, Natalie, confirmed that the company paid out prizes only for lawfully acquired tickets and said, ultimately, if not paid, this amount will go back to the fund or whatever. That's not what it said. That was me adding my own, spice, right? The suspect's bad luck also affected the driver transporting her to the Lottery Corporation's office. En route, the driver was ticketed for driving with a suspended license and without insurance, and her vehicle was impounded. Talk about karma. I mean, that seems like the ultimate karmic, revenge. You steal I don't know, she stole it. Allegedly, this person used a stolen credit card, bought lottery tickets, and she won, but she couldn't claim it. That's honestly ridiculous to me. And I mean, I worked as a cashier. I still work as a cashier. And the amount of stolen credit cards are ridiculous. And for big purchases like that, even with if you buy gift cards, you need to give a valid form of ID now, at least where I work, because the amount of credit card fraud that was happening on gift cards and lottery tickets was just ridiculous. So I can confirm that actually happens. This story is definitely my favorite. It's called The Not So Great Escape. In September 2017, 4 inmates of a correctional facility in Mississippi escaped and looted a nearby convenience store, and then astoundingly the criminals broke back into the prison. Global News reported that the four men climbed over the prison fence and proceeded on foot to the convenience store, which was closed. They broke in and stole any items that they thought could sell to other prisoners, including cigarettes, lighters, and phones. Then they returned to the prison, carrying their stolen goods, and they made their way back inside undetected by guards. But when Holmes County Police reviewed the footage from a security camera at the store, they noticed that the robbers were dressed in prison attire. From there, it was easy for them to figure out what had transpired. All four jailbreakers denied their involvement in the robbery, even though they were videotaped committing the crime. They were charged with commercial burglary. This one seems like one for the books for me. Honestly, you broke out of prison just to break back in to make some money selling convenience store. Like, they probably were like, oh my god, it's such a great idea. We're gonna break out of prison, then break back in so we can sell candy bars and ramen. What? Honestly, it didn't say if they were charged with anything else, but they did say they were charged with commercial burglary, which seems kind of weird to me that they weren't charged with, like, trying to escape prison and then breaking back in. Like, it seems like those would be more serious than commercial burglary on their sentence, at least. I don't know. Alright, so this is going to be the last story I have, and it's called I Do Confess. When prisoner Jordan had a heart attack in 2009, he thought he was going to die. So he got the attention of the nearest person, a prison guard, and said, I have to get something off my conscience. Jordan, come on. He had beaten a woman to death in Nashville, Tennessee in 1995, he told the guard. The guard, of course, reported the confession, and the prosecutors moved to indict Jordan and bring him to trial. ABC News reported this. Jordan, who was serving an unrelated 15-year sentence for a 2006 attempted second-degree murder, later recovered from his heart troubles and tried to recant the confession, but to no avail. Prosecutors used his confession, along with the evidence from 1995, and took him to trial. The victim was a 35-year-old Nashville woman who had been found dead by firefighters inside an abandoned home. Authorities had suspected Jordan of being the murderer, but a lack of evidence had barred them from pressing charges. There was indication that Jordan had known her for some time, an attorney general told ABC News. It was a relationship where they spent time together. They may have had a romantic relationship. I changed out a couple words in there, so it's not a direct quote. In October 2012, Jordan was convicted for the 1995 murder and sentenced to 51 more years in prison! We got him, guys. I can't believe that some people are this dumb. Like, I'm so glad these people are such idiots that they do dumb stuff like this, but come on. Confessing to a crime that you did because you think you're gonna die, to get it off your conscience. You are so guilty, you can't die without sharing this knowledge of the horrible thing you've done. But you can't live with it either, because as soon as you find out you're better, you recant your statement. The audacity. Absolutely ridiculous. I cannot stand this. This book stayed true to the title, definitely, in The World's Dumbest Criminals. A lot of the stories I talked about today really displayed that. Overall, I think the moral of the story is a lot of dumb people commit crimes, and committing crimes is a dumb thing to do. And as a criminology student, I can say with full certainty that these people we have not talked about people like this in any of my courses, and I've been doing criminology for 3 years. I wish if there was a course at my school dedicated to the world's dumbest criminals, I would love that. I might have to email that in. The one thing that most of these stories have in common is audacity. The sheer audacity of these people. It is absolutely ridiculous how these people think they can get away with these things. I literally cannot wrap my head around it. Like, how are you gonna use a fraudulent credit card, allegedly, buy a lottery ticket, and then try to claim that lottery ticket as if people aren't gonna find out? Like, I can't, I'm at a loss for words about that. Like, genuinely a loss for words. I can't. And if you want me to tell you more stories from this book, I would definitely be open to that. So just leave a comment down below and I will be sure to do that if people like this or if people watch this. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please comment, like, / subscribe. I would appreciate it. And let me know what you thought about these stories or if you want to hear more. Anyways, I hope you have a great day and see you in the next one.